Good morning, Karen Scholl, Operations Section Chief with the Alaska Incident Management Team, here for your morning briefing on September 21st. Currently, we're at 846,732 acres with 34% containment. We'll start with an update of yesterday's and last night's events, starting over in the west zone, over by Kenton Palm and Kenton Palm Valley, all the way to Flying A Ranch. We're continuing to secure, mop up, and ensure that the fire stays within the containment lines. In the Ruth Valley drainage, yesterday afternoon we had some lifting of the inversion that was in there, and so fire activity did increase. The fire is coming down the hill off of Horse Mountain, South Fork Mountain, off Horse Ridge. Continuing to move down the hill, probably saw a little bit increased activity in that area yesterday. Everything is still looking good, which means we still have enough people in place, and they're continuing to adjust their plans in order to protect the community there. On the other side of South Fork Mountain, heading towards the Trinity, the dozer line was completed down towards Double Cabin Flats. We still have folks down there looking and protecting the cabins there. And the dozer line was plumbed. We were able to drag a little bit of fire down to the northeast, and then we held up that firing operations as Division India, which is coming around the top of the fire, continues to prep their line. So dozer line continues to be prepped along the northern part of the fire. And so we'll see if we can get that in the next couple of days. Fire activity on the north side picked up also with the inversion lifting. We had a little bit drier humidities yesterday, as well as a little bit hotter. So we did have some activity on the north as well as the west side. And we were able to put some helicopters with buckets doing some good work there. Up around Post Mountain, Trinity Pines area, we were able to turn the corner with the dozer line. The dozer line is in on the south side, turn the corner, and working our way on the north along the west side of that community. We also have folks in and amongst the community identifying water sources and working with the people in that area to have a plan to be able to provide structure protection for that community. Over on the northeast side of the fire, around the Snow Gap area, we did see an increase of fire behavior here yesterday as well. The fire, as it wants to do, is just spotting ahead of itself, dropping embers, and then the highly dry, flammable fuels are igniting, and then sending up group torching, single tree torching, quite a bit of activity, and that's how the fire progresses itself. Then that new fuels that are igniting drop more embers, and so on and so forth. So it's just chunking away, just kind of moving along, not at a rapid rate of speed, but it is still moving. Further to the south and to the east, in the old Buck Fire, if you're familiar with that, everything is looking good in that area. Fire is not moving. It wants to hold up and stop in that old fire perimeter, in the old fire scar. So that's holding, although we're keeping an eye on that, and we still have personnel in that area. And then further down, just outside the Yola-Boli Mountain area, to the northeast, we've got cruise engines working in there, continuing to mop up and get that horizontal depth, not the vertical depth, horizontal depth with their fire containment lines. So that was what happened yesterday. So a couple of questions to be answered. The air operations and our ability to fly is restricted by a couple different things. One is smoke and one is inversions. So with this big, huge topographical feature, South Fork Mountain, when the marine layer comes in, the air is too dense and we can't fly, we can't see. We have to have certain specifications in order for the aircraft to fly. So early on in the day, they were unable to fly on the west side. But with the winds that we had out of the northeast yesterday, the north side was clear, and that's why they were able to run helicopters operations on the north side of the fire. As the day progressed, the inversion lifted, and that allowed clean air on the west side, but then it jumped smoke onto the north side. So these are the things that we're having to deal with on a daily basis, is assessing the air quality and determining when and how we can get aircraft up to support the troops on the ground. I think that's all I have for today's update. I hope you guys have a great day.